Okay, good afternoon, class. So, since we have an asynchronous class today, i-present ko lang ito, no, itong video of our lesson for this day. So, I hope na papanoorin nyo ito at the end, no? Kasi I will give you an activity pag mag-face-to-face na tayo. Okay ba? So, okay, let's start, no? Good afternoon pala. Ayan. So, previously, we talked about presenting data, right? The presentation of data. It's either in textual presentation or using mga graphs such as yung bar graph, pie chart, histogram, and the line graph, right? So, today, we will discuss about the measures of central tendency. So, what is the measure of central tendency? Measures of central location or itong tendency, it pinpoint to us the central values or commonly called average, no? Kasi measures of central tendency are used to represent a set of data. So, ano yung pinakagitna, no? From the term na central, ano yung pinakagitna from the given data? So, actually, there are different types, no? Or commonly used na ginagamit para sa pagkuha ng central tendency or central location, no? So, these are the mean, median, and mode. So, what is mean? So, mean, average of data set, or this is the average of data set, and mean is sensitive to extreme values. So, what is extreme values? Okay, for instance, we have this set of data, no? So, this is the example that I have given you last meeting, right? So, below is a list of the scores of 43 students in a 40-point prelim examination in statistics subject. So, dapat in yan, no? In yan siya, class, in. So, yan. So these are the scores or the scores of 43 students and 40 point yung ating exam. And as you can see, no, there are a variety of scores here. And then we can find or observe na merong mababa talaga na score, which is 12, right? So, ang ibig sabihin ng extreme score is yung pinakamababa na score. So, for instance, mga 80% ng students got a higher score or mga naka 75% sila sa test. And then, merong isa or mga dalawa na student na nakakuha ng mababang score. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng extreme score. So, for here, how many are there na nakakuha ng 12 score? So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, there are 4 students who got the score of 12. So, out of 43 na students, merong 4. So, they belong to I think mga 1% siguro, no? Sa population ng overall, sa mga students na ito na nakakuha ng mababang score. So, that is the extreme score. So, yan, no? Going back, so ayan, mean, it is the average of the data set, and then it is sensitive to extreme value. Now, let's proceed to the median. Okay, median, it is the centermost data. Or kung i-arrange natin yung score, depende na lang kung from highest to lowest or lowest to highest, yung pinakagitna, yung centermost na score, yan yung ating tinatawag na median. And then si median, this is not sensitive to extreme score. And then si median, useful siya when the data is skewed. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng skewed? So, we can further discuss this, no, in the next or sa susunod natin na lesson. But for now, we will just focus on the measures of central tendency. Okay? Next, or the last commonly used or known for measuring the central tendency is the mode. So, mode is the data that occurs most frequently. For example, so yan ha, frequently, note that word, frequently. Paulit-ulit siya nag-a-appear sa data set. So, here, balik tayo sa ating example. So these are the scores na ng 43 students. And then, you can observe na merong mga scores na paulit-ulit. Just like yung example natin kanina, which is 12. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ika-apat na appear si 12. And meron din, let's see, let's observe, no? Meron din 24. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, meron pa ba? And then we also have 21 na paulit-ulit, right? So 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng mode, no? Kung ilang beses nagpaulit-ulit yung ating data or yung score natin. Okay. So, let's proceed, no? Let's focus or let's start discussing ano ba itong mean. Okay. Today, yan, wait lang. Okay. So, I'm sorry, no, if medyo maingay yung background noise ko, class, kasi meron akong kapitbahay na nagbi-video kaya dito. I hope na, yun nga, makafocus kayo or somewhat, hindi kayo madidistract sa background noise ko, no? So, okay, let's start. So, okay, going back, so we will still use yung given data na na-discuss natin in the previous class in constructing distribution or frequency distribution table, no? So, ito yon. And then, since you already constructed a frequency distribution table, so ito na yun, no? So, summary. So, we have the classes, the class boundaries, the frequencies, and the mean, and then the cumulative frequency, less than cumulative frequency. And meron tayong bagong in-insert or dinagdag, no? Ang fx, ito lang yan siya, ganito lang siya, no? Si 5 times 12 is equal to 60. 12 times 17, 204, and so on and so forth. And then we also find the total, no, of the values. So, the total for the frequency is 43, and the total of ito is 946. So, bakit meron tayong ganito? So, useful itong data in finding the mean of group data, no? Okay, based from your handouts, we have solution or formula for finding the mean, the median, and the mode of group data. And now, for the mean of group data, so this is our formula. So, mean, and this is the symbol for mean, is equal to the summation of mga sign or mga letters, and then over n, where x sub I is the midpoint of the ith class, f sub I is the frequency of the ith class, n is the total frequencies, and k is the number of classes. So, paano ba ito? So, since meron tayong table, ito, yan yung table natin, diba? And this is our formula. Yan. So, importante na mahanap natin, na makakonstruct muna tayo ng frequency table before tayo makasolve ng mean of group data. So, itong si f sub I times x sub I, and then summation niya, ito lang yan siya, class. So, diba, nag-multiply tayo ng frequency at saka mean. So, ito yung result. Lahat sila minultiply natin. And then, we find the summation or the total of this column here. So, the total is 946. Now, i-substitute natin siya sa ating formula, no? Okay, I have here a scratch paper. So, ito yung formula natin is equal to the summation of k from 1 over m. And since n natin is 43, going back here, n is the total or the number of observation, right? Or the total frequencies, total frequencies. So, that is 43. So, n is equal to 43. Okay, substitute natin itong value natin dito sa ating formula. So, we have 43. And then, the summation of itong nasa taas. So, ilan ba ito? Nandito. So, summation niya is 946. So that is 946. So what is 946 divided by 43? So 946 divided 43, that is 22. So therefore, the mean of the group data ng given natin or example natin is 22. Ganun lang kasimple. So if you know, alam mo na kung paano mag-construct ng frequency distribution table, so you can easily now identify or solve for the mean of the group data. So medyo nagapalibog-libog ra ning mga symbols dire, pero ang essence di ay or ang ginapasabot ra day niya is itong nandito. Multiply mo na, and then lahat sila i-multiply mo, and then is find the total and then divide sa frequency, mahanap mo na ang mean of group data. Okay ba? Naintindihan ba? So kung meron kayong question, you can message me no sa ating MS Team or kapag sa face-to-face class na. Okay? Sige. Now we are done with the mean of group data. Let's proceed to the mean or the median of group data. And this is the formula. So ito na formula na makikita ng ito sa ating handouts, no? And we will still use yung data natin from our previous class. Okay? So since natapos na natin ito, construct yung distribution table niya. And ito yung, wait lang. Medyo marami ng paper dito, no? So ito. So ito yung table na ng ating data. So hindi na natin ito pakita later, ha? Okay. So yan. So, going back, so let's proceed to the median median for group data. So, yan. So, this is the formula, no? So, ito yung symbol ng ating median. X na merong parang wave, small wave, cutie wave dyan, no? And then, this is the formula. The median is equal to the lower boundary is plus open parenthesis n over 2 minus the summation of over and then cm, where lm is the lower boundary of the class containing the median, and then summation of yan is the cumulative frequency preceding the median, and then fm or f sub m is the frequency of the median class, n is the total frequency, cm is the class size of the class containing the median. Okay, paano ba ito? Okay, ayan. So, ano ba ito? Paano ba natin ma-solve or mahanap yung median of group data? Okay, so we have here, we will still use itong data natin. Okay, no? So, the first thing to do para ma-solve natin yung median of the group data is to identify the median class. So, paano ba natin mahanap yung median class? Okay, since the total frequency is n is equal to 43, so, we will just divide this 43 with 2. So, ayan no, n over 2, yan yung median class. So, solve muna natin ito para ma-identify natin kung ano naman values ang i-input or i-substitute natin sa mga ito, no? So, first, i-solve muna natin itong median class, saka natin ma-identify o malalaman ano ang value nito, at saka nito. Okay? So, ayan, n is equal to 43. So, divide natin by 3. So, 43 divide 2, is equal to 21.5. So, meaning, ito yung median class. So, balik tayo sa ating table. And focus tayo dito sa row ng cumulative frequency, okay? So, the sum of frequencies of the third class, third class, so first, second, third class, is 31, right? Which is greater than the 21.5, yung ating median class. Okay. Ito yung nasolve natin na median class, right? Asan yun? Ayan, 21.5, right? So, observe natin kung saan dito na values under the column of less than cumulative frequency ang mas may malaki na value kumpara sa ating median class. So here, si 31 is mas malaki yung value niya kaysa sa kay 21.5, yung median class natin, di ba? So meaning nito, itong third class na ito, yan yung ating median class. So the third class is our median class. So dito tayo magfo-focus. Ito yung basihan natin, no? Para later, ano yung ating isa-substitute sa ating mga values na nandito sa ating formula. Okay. So, yan. So, nasolve na natin yung median class. Nahanap na natin yung median class natin. And then, wait lang, ayusin ko muna. Yan. So, the struggle is real, no? Hindi ako techie and heads up lang, hindi pa maayos yung laptop ko, lag pa talaga. And then, cellphone lang talaga yung gamit ko, no? So, bear with me, class. I'm sorry talaga. Okay, ayan. So, this is the formula, going back. This is the formula for the median of group data, di ba? So, nasolve na natin yung median class, which is 21.5. And ating babasihan ngayon is itong nandito na third class. Okay. So, ayan, L sub m, it is the lower boundary of the class containing the median. Yung lower boundary. So, since ito yung ating median class, asan yung lower boundary niyan? So, the lower boundary nito is itong si 19.5. Kaya, meron tayong column for class boundaries. Okay? So, balik ha. Ito yung median class natin. And the lower boundary of the median class, itong si 19.5. Okay. So, balik tayo dito. Sulat natin yung formula ni median. Ito yung symbol ha. Is equal to lower boundary which is, yan, 19.5. Plus n over 2 which is 21.5 minus the summation. Okay, ano ba ito? Frequency. So, f minus 1 is the cumulative frequency preceding the median class. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng preceding? Yung behind or yung value kung saan sa likod or before yung ating median class. So, here, the preceding frequency of the median class is itong si 17. Okay, preceding. So, the data before our median class. So, since atong median class is ito, si 31, so yung the frequency or the cumulative frequency preceding the median class is 17. So, substitute natin yan siya dito. So, we have 17 over, okay. So, dito naman tayo sa itong f sub m, no? So, f sub m is the frequency of the median class. Frequency. So, ilan ba yung data under our frequency class? So, that is ito, frequency. That is 14. Okay? Okay, substitute natin yan siya dito. 14. Then, last, for our formula or data na needed natin is itong CM. So, CM is the class size of the class containing the median. The class size of the class containing the median. So, ano ba? Ayan. So, ayan. 31. So, class size. Ilan ba yung class size ito? So, we have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So, there are 5 class. Okay? So, na-solve naman din natin, di ba? Previously, ano yung class size ng ating data. So, ayan. So, the class size for our median class is 5. Ayan. So, ito na ha. Okay. Ulitin natin para makuha, no? So, first thing that you need to do is to solve for the median class. Okay. Paano ba makuha ang median class? So, since we have a total of 43 sa ating frequency, i-divide natin lang yan siya ng 2. So, ayan. We have n is equal to 43. 43 over 2 which is 21.5. And then, balik tayo sa ating table. Yung frequency table natin, ayan. So, hanapin natin dito under sa cumulative frequency kung saan yung value na mas malaki kaysa sa 21.5. Pero malapit pa rin siya, no? Or kung saan nadaanan na ng cumulative frequency. So si 21.5 is nadaanan na ni 31. And si 17 hindi pa nadaanan ni 21.5, right? So kaya ang ating napili na median class is si 31 kasi nadaanan na niya si 21.5 and si 17 hindi pa niya nadaanan ang 21.5. I hope na gets, no? So ayan. So this is our median class now. So nag-identify na natin. Okay. So we have identified our median class and yan na yung basehan natin, no? In substituting all the values para dito sa ating lower boundary, and then the cumulative frequency, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, what is the lower boundary? Lower boundary. So, that is the class containing the median. The class containing the median. Okay, going back sa ating table, ayan, 31. Ito yung median class natin, di ba? And the lower boundary is 19.5. So, kaya siya 19.5 dito. And then, ito yung median class, 21.5. And si 17, yan yung class preceding the median class. Preceding the median class, which is 17. So, 31. So, before ang 31, we have 17. Yan, 17. And then, itong 40 naman, yan yung number of frequency ng ating median class. Okay, 14. And then, 5 is the class size. So, simplifying our formula, so we have 19.5 plus sige, diretso ko na lang siguro ka sa 1.61. So, therefore, we have our median for group data given this given data, we have 21.11. Okay, so 19.5 plus, so simplify natin ito, you would come up with 1.61. And then simplify pa, so we have 21.11. Okay, so I hope you understand, no? Sige lang, we will further discuss or balikan natin ito kapag face-to-face class na natin. Okay. Okay, going back, so we are now sa ating pinakalas na measures of central tendency, which is mode of group data. So, we will still be using yung given natin na data kanina, no? Ayan, para hindi tayo malito. Okay, ayan. Ito yung ating data. So, paano ba natin malaman yung mode? Ano nga yung mode? Yan yung frequently observed, no, na score or data from the given set. Kung anong data ba yung paulit-ulit na makikita natin sa data set, no? So, ito yung formula for the group of data, no? Mode of group data. So, we have mode is equal to, ito yung symbol ng mode, and then lower boundary of the mode, the class containing the mode, and then itong triangle, ganyan, and then C mode. Okay. Yan, no? Where L mode is the lower boundary of the class containing the mode. Ito na symbol is the frequency of the model class minus the frequency of the class before the model class. And this symbol is the frequency of the model class minus the frequency of the class after the model class. And Cm is the class size of the class containing the median. Bakit median? Mode dapat yan siya. So, nagsulat na lang gani, may mali pa. So, sorry class. So, ayan. So, before we solve for the mode of the group data, we need to know first ano yung model class natin, no, sa ating given set. So, ano bang model class? So, model class, that is the highest frequency. Highest frequency. Sa alin ba daw sa given data or sa table, frequency table, ang merong mas malaki or mas malaking value ng frequency or mas may marami, no? So, dito sa ating given na table, so observe natin itong column natin for frequency. So, alin dyan yung may pinakamalaking value? So, as we observe, ito na linya na ito, And ito na frequency, yan yung may pinakamalaki, no? May pinakamaraming number of observations. So kaya, this is our modal class. Hindi model class ha, modal class. Kasi siya may pinakamalaking value of frequency, highest frequency. So ayan, dito tayo ngayon focus, no? Para i-input natin sa ating formula yung mga value. So yan. So after identifying yung modal class natin, so we can now solve for the mode of group data. So ito yung formula, no? So first, para hindi tayo malito mamaya, identify muna natin ano yung value ng itong triangle sub 1, itong triangle sub 2. I'm sorry class, hindi ko alam anong tawag dyan. Kasi hindi ako naka-further study, no? Sabihin ko na lang pag face-to-face ka. So, ayan. Going back, ayan. So, first, ito. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng triangle sub 1, no? So, it is the frequency of the modal class minus the frequency of the class before the modal class. So, since our modal class is 14, so, ano lang daw yung difference nito at saka yung class before our modal class. So, 14. So, therefore, 14 minus 2. So, yan ha. 14 minus 2. So, that is equal to 2. Ulit ha. To find for the value of itong triangle sub 1, observe lang daw natin, i-minus lang daw natin yung modal class sa class before it or sa mode before it. So, 14 minus 2. So, we have, ayan, 14 minus 2. And then, itong triangle sub 2 naman, it is the frequency of the modal class minus the frequency of the class after the modal class. So, ano ba yung value ng class after our modal class? So, we have 6, right? So, minus lang daw nato na siya. So, 14 minus 6. So, ito siya. So, 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. Okay. Now, we can, since we already know ano yung class size, ayan, class size, uniform naman talaga yun sila kasi frequency distribution table. So, anong class size ng ating modal class? So, that is, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So, 5 pa rin yung class size niya. Kaya, C sub n dyan, or C mode, is equal to 5. Now, after identifying all the values nandito sa ating formula, we can now substitute it, no, sa ating formula. So, we have the symbol for mode is equal to, ano yung lower mode? Lower mode natin is, ayan, since this is our frequency mode, modal class, so ito yung lower mode niya. Dito sa 19.5. Okay, substitute natin yan siya. 19.5 plus yung triangle, which is 2, and then, okay, balikan natin ito ha, para hindi tayo malito. Ayan. Yung value ni triangle sub 1 is 2 over 2 plus value ni triangle sub 2, which is 8. And ating class size or class mode, which is 5. Okay, is equal to 19.5 plus 2 over 10. 5 is equal to 19.5 plus 4, I think, no? Kasi, ayan, 2, 1, ay pala, mali pala, 2 dapat yan siya, sorry. So, 19.5, and then, mas simplify din ito. Yan, 1, 1. So, 19.5 plus 1, we have 20.5. So, therefore, the mode of our group data is 20.5. So, yan class. If you have mga questions or clarifications, you can message me in our MS Teams or doon na lang sa ating face-to-face class. And I will give you a short activity, no, para ma-apply natin yung natutunan natin. Okay? Okay, sige. That's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned today or this afternoon. And see you in our next class.